The following video describes Qbase's final submission for the challenge.gov Project Reach mobile application contest. Qbase is committed to supporting caregivers to better provide more effective services to those who so honorably served. As a show of our commitment, Qbase has donated our finalist prize award of $10,000 across two charities, the EOD Wounded Warrior Foundation and the EOD Memorial Foundation. Should Qbase be selected as the winner of the Project Reach Challenge, we are committed to donating the $25,000 award to a charity. Over the next few minutes, we would like to walk you through our app, which provides nationwide search capabilities for housing, food, transportation, legal assistance, employment, healthcare, VA facilities, and hotlines for over 110,000 mined places from over 20 disparate data sources. We provide real-time bed availability data from the New Jersey HMIS system and have developed and released native applications for the iOS and Android devices, as well as a full functioning website. Our app is 100% free and available on iTunes, Google Play. We built and designed Homeless Reach to be a full-fledged, expandable, and scalable platform, providing the ability to ingest and normalize data into a single data repository. We have enhanced and enriched the data we have mined by linking place data with social media sites such as Google Places. As part of our extract, transform, and load process, we have built adapters for processing data using the HMIS specification in either the CSV or XML format. We have also designed and deployed our platform to scale by tuning our servers with clusters, enhancing our app APIs to allow for paging and clustering, and we have released this platform to concurrently support over 20,000 concurrent users. Our Homeless Reach platform was designed from the start to scale and be expanded on into the future. As part of this design, we have developed robust, RESTful services that have expanded on the emerging concepts of open source projects such as OpenHMIS to account for large volumes of data, particularly dealing with how to send large volumes of data to mobile devices. Further, we have fully embraced open source and have used open source throughout our platform, including our application servers and database. Throughout this challenge, we have designed our database and services around the core problem of enhancing the caregiver's search experience. We realized early on that ease of use is important, and that in the mobile world, simplicity and usability go hand in hand with long-term use of mobile apps. This is why we have spent the majority of our time around making the data useful and easily searchable. In a moment, I will demonstrate these capabilities, but I want to highlight a few of the core features of our platform that enhances search. All our search categories, be it housing, food, transportation, legal, etc., provide the user with the option to search for resources based on their current location or by entering a full or partial address using city, state, and/or zip. This allows a user to search for resources anywhere in the United States. Users can narrow those results by using built-in filters and by limiting the radius from which to search for results. As an example, a caregiver can search for a specific type of shelter for the person they are working with by entering in a search that says, "Search for open beds within 5 miles of my current location in shelters that take single males over the age of 18. Or, if a caregiver is looking for a specific shelter or a specific place, they can enter in a name and radius, and the system will narrow the search result to just those places matching the name entered. When search results are returned, a user can drill into the details to find out more about a specific place. This data comes from the mined data repositories we have integrated and is supplemented by data available through Google Places where available. Owners of these places can add and update their data through our website. Another key feature is one we developed since our visit to Red Bank, where we had the opportunity to talk to caregivers at various kitchens and shelters. The specific problem we heard about is that searching for open beds is only part of the problem. Knowing when open beds are available is also important, and knowing when beds are open allows them to start the intake process for their clients. As a result, we realized that searching may not always find shelters that have open beds at the time a caregiver searches for results. Therefore, on the iOS and Android platform, we have added the ability for a caregiver to subscribe or watch a shelter so when Homeless Reach is notified of new bed availability at a specific place, the platform will also notify the caregiver through push notifications. This feature allows the caregiver to know within a few seconds of our platform knowing of open beds versus having to search for them all the time. Let me walk you through some of these key features from the iPhone version of our app. Here's our app. I'm going to click on Housing to begin some searching for local resources. This is our search screen, and as you can see, it has multiple features. I'm entering in an address here for Rockville. I'm going to search for housing here. Here are the results of local resources in Rockville, and here they are on a map. I can click on the map, such as a pin, to bring up a specific resource. Now let's go back and look at our features. Here I'm looking at various search radiuses. I can start to look for various shelters and start to narrow the searches based on those particular types of attributes. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in all shelter types. As far as bed types, we can search for specific types of beds. And I'm just going to leave that in all bed types. And I can also search for open beds or all beds. I can also do the address search, and here I'm just going to go ahead and search in Red Bank. So I'll enter in the address of the zip 07001, which is for Red Bank. Go ahead and click Done now, and hit Search. Here are the results that are returned. As you can see, we actually have some bed data here, where open beds are denoted with green lettering, and shelters that don't have beds are shown up with red. In this case, we have 0 beds. On the map, this is also illustrated with red pins for those that have no beds, such as Hapcore in this case, and those that have beds, such as Easter seals. By clicking on the Details tab, I can bring up the details about one of our sources. Here you can see bed availability data, and most importantly, when it was last updated. This is an important feature of our app. Lastly, if I wanted to follow this shelter, I can click on Configure Alert, which brings up this screen. I can select Once or Always, or enter an end date of when I want the alert to stop notifying me. Similarly, here's a healthcare search where care type provides different types of filters, allowing me to limit results, such as for just mental facilities. So I'm going to search for all facilities within the Rockville area. And here are the results. As a result of feedback from our beta test, we realized that finding jobs and job assistance was lacking in our first version of the tool. We therefore have integrated job searching from nrd.gov, Indeed, Career Builder, and Simply Hired, as well as have mined and collected localized employment assistance resources that are returned when a caregiver searches for results from our app. Here's an example of employment search at work. Like all searches, we can search by current location or address, and in this case I'm going to enter an address or zip and MOS or MOC codes for searching against nrd.gov. So I'm going to hit search. Here are the results for assistance. So these are local assistant resources which we can drill the details on and get more information about this source and what they provide. And we can also look at the jobs that are in the area of which I search. So these are Red Bank jobs from nrd.gov, Career Builder. Scroll through this. There are a lot of jobs on Career Builder. Indeed. And Simply Hired. One of the other capabilities we added was the ability to search for places by name. So here we have a food search, and I'm going to search for all food resources in a specific area, in this case Red Bank, and you can see we get multiple results. Now I'm going to enter in a name search and look for only food resources that start with JBJ or have JBJ in the name. So I enter JBJ, keep my zip code the same, and hit search, and you can see we only get the JBJ Soul Kitchen. Another key feature that we maintained from the original rules was to keep transportation searching in our app. Doing some research, we discovered that many metropolitan areas publish their bus and train schedule using the open standard called General Transit Feed Specification. As part of our ETL process, we have built an adapter for processing this data. This allows a user to find bus stops and train stops using the same search mechanism as all other searches. Let me show you this capability using the iPhone again. Here we have the transportation search screen up, and I'm going to search for buses near Red Bank. As you can see, the results return nearby bus stations from my search location. Another key problem we realized was that not all shelters in each continuum of care provide real-time bed data. So we created a separate app for that, allowing a shelter to register and maintain their bed count from our iOS app or from our website. This simple to use interface gives the shelter provider a plus minus key, allowing them to update the bed count in real time. This data is immediately updated in our database and is searchable from our Reach app. This includes sending notifications to subscribed users should beds become available. We wanted to conclude with some forward thoughts on where to take our app next. We realize that finding resources is only a small step forward, but more can be done. That is why we developed this app as an expandable platform. We see the potential for apps like this to be used for not only finding resources, but to also help people through the complex intake processes through further integration with systems like HMIS. At the same time, we realize that to capture personal identifiable information, or PII, in a public mobile app presents a security and privacy problem, and careful precautions will be needed from both a policy, distribution, and technical solution side to facilitate and advance mobile registration for those in need. We hope to work with the government and supporting agencies on this step as part of the next iteration of our app. Thank you again for taking the time to view this presentation. Our app is 100% free and available on the iTunes and Google Play Store, as well as from our website. If you have any feedback, please feel free to leave it on our website. Once again, thank you, and this concludes our presentation.